Okay, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Outlook. So, we're going to be seeing what our selected forex pairs are going to carry out for the week. So, looking at our weekly breakdown for the previous week, I highlighted this particular fair value gap out, that we retrace into it and we will decussate into it, and then we'll try to navigate our way up for this particular buy side liquidity. This will be our low hanging target. So I'm expecting us to run to this buy side liquidity and try to take it out. So that will be my weekly expectation going into the next trading week. This is what I'll be expecting, this buy side liquidity. And since I'll be expecting that on my weekly, I'm expecting another bullish trend, maybe long until we get here. I'll be long on the dollar until we get to this particular price point. So, and on the 4 hours, I'll be waiting to see how the 4 hours develop, and then on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, I'll be looking for bullish apparatus, bullish signs to maybe enter the market to look for trades that will take us long on the dollar. And long on the dollar doesn't mean I'll be trading the dollar DXY. I'll be looking for trades on the foreign pairs. So I'll be looking for short trades on the foreign pairs. So if the dollar is bullish, then I'll be bearish on the foreign pairs. So the first foreign pair I'll be looking at is the euro. And for the euro, going back to the weekly, I'll be expecting our draw on liquidity. Let me clear this off. Our draw on liquidity to be the low of the previous week. That will be my first low hanging fruit. The low of the previous week will be like a draw on liquidity for me. So that would be like the first thing I'll be looking for, the low of the previous trading week. So I want to see how we navigate to get to that, and then from there we can also keep seeing orders. So with that being said, after the low of the previous trading week, if at the end they will eventually navigate up to here, they will have to take out this particular fair value gap here. And since they will have to take out this particular fair value gap here, so eventually we might have to get something of this nature, something moving closer to here. So this will be the points we will be looking at for the week. And then going to the 4 hours, I'll be looking for this particular point to be taken out, and then maybe a retracement and then more downs. So that will be what my eyes will be watching, what I will actively be watching on the euro. For the pounds, immediately I'll going to the weekly time frame in the pounds. It will still be the same premise as what I talked about on the euro. The low of the previous week will be my drawn liquidity going into the pound. So let me just clear everything off instead of having to do that one after the other. So going by that, this will be my next drawn liquidity. So I want to see price gravitating to this for the week, and going by that premise, same price gravitates here, and if this fair value gap is going to be invalidated, then I'll be expecting this particular low to be traded. So those will be the two likelihood that I'm looking for. I'm not saying that at the end of the week we just suddenly get here. I'm even more concerned with this rather than this. I'm more concerned saying this rather than saying this. So if we get here, that's fine. But low hanging fruit is still here. I'm going to the 4 hours. I'll be expecting this particular point to be taken out here, to be taken out to me. Let's see how we work our way, invalidate this BC. Once we invalidate then I'll see how we react. So with that also being said, for the gold, I'll be looking at my next point, and that will be with the same premise. Now there's a fair value gap here for the week. There are now two things to consider. There's a fair value gap here for the week, which may first draw my eyes, but I'll still be bullish on the gold. So this may be a premise for me. But there's a fair value gap here, so going to the lower time frame, that's the daily. Immediately my eyes is pinged into this as a target, so I'll be expecting this to be drawn to this particular point to be taken out. This will be all of what we anticipated for gold, unless during the week they give me other data to maybe look for other things, but this will be all I'm anticipating for gold. Just to this particular buy side liquidity, that's all I'm anticipating. If they get there, that's fine by me, and I'll take that. Then I might wait in my hands and then see how they want to react during the week, what other data they are trying to produce during the week. But this is just my target for gold. For the Nasdaq now, I'm still bullish for the Nasdaq, but the Nasdaq has just been really underperforming and it has been really stressing me out. But still for the Nasdaq, I'm still holding on to this target, maybe adjusting it here. Adjusting it somewhere around here. This top, this will be my next strong liquidity going by the lower time frame. I'll be expecting, okay, maybe we might end up gravitating towards this particular high. Gravitating towards that particular high, that would be my next strong liquidity, and maybe they might want to do that. So going back to DXY, they haven't taken out this high yet, this particular internal range liquidity, this particular one, this buy side liquidity, IRL, this internal range liquidity, they haven't taken it out. Whereas, let me compare and contrast, put it side by side. This is the dollar. So taking it side by side, this is the Euro weekly chart and this is the DXY weekly chart. Comparing it, the Euro has actually taken out this particular low, this particular sell-sided liquidity, whereas the dollar hasn't actually taken this out. This shows weakness, massive weakness on the Euro. Massive weakness in the sense that they are so weak, they have even gone down to a low to take more lows out, whereas this still are objective, this hasn't taken it out. By the time this will gravitate, the Euro is still going to fall more. So that's also a premise that I'm also considering. They haven't seen new highs, whereas there's willingness to see more lows, to see lows here, which they have done in the past trading week. So that's what my eyes will be drawn to. And with that being said, this will be my target for the dollar. This buy side liquidity will be the obvious target I've been expecting. And for the pound, that's still the same, the plan is still the same. So you don't have to make it really too complicated. Just look at the next drawn liquidity, look at the drawn liquidity, look at where the weekly is gravitating to and trade according to it. And sometimes if you're outside, during the week you can check to see if you're on the good side of the market, if what you have actually your expectations for the week, if they are actually panning out the way you plan, the way you want them. And if it's not, then you readjust, you realign, and you move away from the outside position. So see you next time, folks. Have a lovely day.